This is an Audio Wool original.
It is Frightday.
Oh,
I'm your host, Byron. Broadcasting live from our compound in the woods of Montana. We're back.
we are back.
Things. We've all got them on shelves and desks, in drawers and behind glass. Everything tells a story. But what if someone could tell that story and more just by placing it in their hands? We'll talk about that tonight. And how it illuminates memories from the past, both good and bad. We're talking about that. Tents, being inside, wood carving, and service bells as we review Damian Mc Carthy's Oddity. I'm joined tonight by Kelly.
Hi, everybody.
And I'm controlling the sound, the thing over here. I rewired the whole studio. Someone's going to be doing this at some point. But Sam can't make it.
No.
Wish he could be doing it. Because he's a night nurse now.
Yeah. Well, nurse is a bit generous, but yeah.
What
attendant.
do you mean by that?
Well, I'm just, I don't know that they required any nursing skills. Just somebody that was willing to be mean to the patients
I guess that's
overnight.
probably true.
Yeah.
New theme song, obviously.
Yeah.
Ryan Cabrera, the guy who did On the Way Down.
No, he didn't do
Yeah.
that. No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
We got the early 2000s Ryan Cabrera to do that theme song.
See, the problem with you, because a lot of your jokes, especially when they involve music, are like a little bit beyond me.
Yeah, okay.
And so I'm like, is he being
On the
sarcastic?
way
Oh no, I know
down. Yeah,
that
it's a
it
great
was
song.
it was in my Abercrombie and Fitch playlist when I
Wow,
worked
when you
there.
worked there, yeah.
Yep.
No, I did that. That was me.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I mean, it seemed a little bit above Cabrera.
Sorry.
But-
what do you mean above Cabrera?
I mean, I don't.
That's kind of
probably-
nice to hear.
Well, I don't know that he wrote any of his stuff either. Maybe he
you
did.
don't think he wrote
I just
his
assume.
own music?
I just assume
Why?
because I'm an asshole.
That's rude.
It is rude.
I don't know why you'd act like
I'm
that.
gonna have to look that up later and issue an apology. Oh God.
How come that didn't work?
Oh,
Oh no.
I mean,
Trying
it's.
to do a...
Whoa,
There we go.
whoa.
We got a
There we go.
soundboard.
We got a soundboard.
So that's kind of fun.
Do you notice how it's not within reach for me? I noticed
Byron,
that.
if you're there, come up.
I'm right here. That's me.
Yeah,
it
is
will.
you.
It will be eventually here. I'm still
gonna
rewiring
be dangerous
things, but
for
for the
you.
most part, I guess we should mention this now. We've pivoted to video.
Yeah.
We've done the thing that everyone else is doing.
Let me just tell you, it is
Cool.
a little bit scary.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
YouTube.com/Frightday is where these episodes are going to be. But they're going to be live first on, I believe, and this might change, but Tuesdays, 7:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time
Yeah.
at twitch.tv/Audio Network or live.frightday.com.
9:30 Eastern,
Yes. And that
6:30
would be,
Pacific,
which is also
8:30
8:30
East Central.
Of course, yeah.
Yep. Could have done those in order. That probably would have been better.
Our
My
biggest
apologies.
audience is Central.
Is it
so we
Central?
should keep that in mind.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah.
Bunch of people in Tejas or what?
No, it's like, well, maybe Chicago Eastern?
I think it is.
Chicago,
Yeah.
Milwaukee.
That's really bad that I don't know
Yeah,
that.
you
It's
used
been
to
too
live
long.
there for a while.
Yeah.
It can't be Eastern.
I mean, it's always way further east than you think it is.
I guess people in the chat can let us know because that's one of the cool things about us doing this live.
Yeah,
is
it
we
is
got
central. You are correct.
Okay.
It is central.
Well, that's good to know. I'm smart
Chicago
like that.
Central.
So pivoted to video. I'm excited about it. We got all these new fancy transitions, which you'll see throughout the nights.
You've got a lot of things.
Yeah, the video intro I've been working on. A couple other surprises going.
They're really great. I'm really sorry that I haven't contributed anything to that.
Well,
I
good
have no
thing.
skills.
You might be running the show because I was too busy doing tech stuff to really understand exactly what.
Well,
I
that's
should
great because I can research things, Byron, but my tech skills are, woo, I am old.
Okay, well,
it comes to tech.
that's why we're a team, Kelly.
Yeah.
What else do we got behind the screams? That we've got and the audio feed obviously is going to be Wednesday mornings. So
Yes.
it'll go out live the same way as I'm
You
not
can
live.
still-
It's a a replay of the live broadcast.
You can still listen to it podcast the way you always have.
But you could watch it.
I don't know if I recommend watching it.
All right. Well, that's
at least not until I like invest in some better
I'll get
hair
some
and
better
makeup
studio
support.
lights too at some point.
I need somebody to take care of me. Anybody have any recommendations for hair and makeup?
We need a
Anyone?
producer,
Anyone?
consistent producer. We need hair and makeup.
Maybe Creech and Puck
Honestly,
can do my
personal
hair and
trainer.
makeup.
I need an
I could
assistant
use-
to write all the notes. That'd be cool
I
too.
could use all of those.
I'd like all of that.
A chef.
Looks like people are watching.
I really want a chef.
You want a personal chef.
Yeah.
You want
I do.
crafty for every episode.
Yeah.
I
Like
don't
I
know
want
how I feel about
cocktails.
that.
I want cocktails.
Okay, it seems
Fancy cocktails.
seems unreasonable.
Pretty unreasonable. I've never been accused of being reasonable, Byron. Never
That's
in my
for
life.
Sure. Yeah.
Never once in my
know
life.
that. So the next big change is Behind the Screams, which is the show behind the show.
Yep.
It's now going to be an after show, kind of.
Yeah, it's like the VIP after show hangout.
It's the full Frightday experience.
Yeah.
So it might sometimes be like an extended KCC or Byron Serial Corner episode. It could be just like there's a big news story that week that we want to cover for 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It could be a bracket style competition that we run through quickly, and we will wrap up the other one, I promise.
Yes.
Promise.
Well, maybe.
You don't think...
No, we will.
I mean, that
joking.
could be...
I'm joking.
That
I
could be
joke.
a nice climax.
I joke.
It's just a bye. They're just
Okay.
like, they both win.
Okay.
Is that what you want to do with Nessie and well, I just spoiled one of the finalists. I shouldn't do that in case people want to listen to it.
No, in fact, yeah, no, I've got some things that I need to send you.
Uh-huh.
So
Will
it's
there
good.
still be audio stream of the podcast in the chat? Someone said that. Yes.
Absolutely.
We said it, but
Sorry.
just to repeat, it
Yes.
will be Wednesday mornings, the audio feed.
You can
from
listen
this
to
will
it
be
the
in.
way that you used to.
Yeah.
You don't have to change anything if you don't want to.
Nope. There's
I'm
just
not a big
extra
fan of
stuff.
change, but Byron is, so
Well, we got to pivot.
I'm along for the ride. So those of you...
I'm still along for the ride.
I'll
too,
probably...
by the
Odds
way.
are...
I'm still
yeah.
voting for him.
I would have gotten that.
Really?
Oh, totally. I
So
loved
this
those.
the
When-
Biden's Dark Brandon secret sauce.
Yeah, when I found out those were real,
Do you know how much they go for on eBay right now?
oh, I bet a lot.
$100 to $300.
People are really dumb.
I bought 3 cans of that.
People are dumb.
Yes, and we are, thank goodness, not. We are competing with the DNC, the
I mean,
convention, but
there's not really much on the edge of your seat. Like, our senator didn't go,
no.
and we already know who's got the nomination, so it's
Yeah.
kind of...
We'll be okay.
Yeah.
Behind the Screams, show behind the show, after show, it brackets, tier list, games, competitions, like fun little trivia things. It could be fun. It just a little extra for the folks who join us at the FrightdaySociety.org.
Again,
The
I'm
best folks.
always accused of being extra.
Yeah, and of course, there's other things there. Bonus episodes of Kelly's Cryptids, Conspiracies, Byron, Serial Corner, the Writer's Room,
Writer's Room?
Toast to Toast PM with Wine Kelly,
Yes.
and what else? Cinema Autopsy, which we have an episode that will be going up later this week for Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
Great film.
It was a really wonderful film
Wonderful
to rewatch. Also
rewatch.
sent me down a Jodie Foster rabbit hole. Been really
Oh.
enjoying that.
What have you been watching?
Well, Sam and I had a big long conversation about the little girl who lives down the lane.
Yeah.
That's next up on our watch list at home. And rewatch Bugsy Malone with the children, of course.
Of course. Yeah.
Nominated for Palme d'Or at Cannes.
I don't know what that means.
It's the best film at Cannes. It really got a nomination for it. I mean, just so happens that Taxi Driver
Yeah,
won.
of course. Yeah,
But
of
she
course
was,
it did.
yeah, anyhow. Go Jodie.
I got one more big update here. And folks who checked out the podcast feed or any of our social media in the past couple weeks, they saw a number. 1-833-374-4489.
Whoa, did we get some interesting messages?
Yeah, which is 1-833-FRIGHT9. Fright 9. Add it to your contacts because you can call us whenever.
Yeah.
And leave us a message. We're going to be given like prompts.
Hands-free
weekly.
devices if you're in the car, please.
Sure, of course.
Yep.
So, I mean, what could be a good prompt for this week? I've got a house full of cursed objects. I've got a Ouija board right there.
You don't really have a house full of cursed objects.
I don't know. I got some 1980s copy of Michelle Remembers. I've got some pretty evil books.
I don't know about wanting to stay here.
Well, I want to know what the most cursed thing our listeners have. And go ahead and give us a phone call, 1-833-374-4489.
Items.
And we will, listen to your voicemails next week.
That is the one thing that freaks me out about how much thrift shopping I do.
Yeah,
I feel
you're worried that they're haunted.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be something that I've brought
Spirits
home.
in the thread.
Yeah.
I don't think that's true. I don't believe
Could
in it at all.
be.
But yeah, we got some interesting emails, phone calls, voicemails.
Yep, we did.
Maybe let's listen to a couple of those.
There was one that's... Are you going to play the one that scared the shit out of me? Because there's one that, I was convinced you had faked because it scared me enough, and then you swore to me that wasn't you, that was real.
Hey, y'all.
Oh, God.
I hope y'all having a good day.
Thank you.
Sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night and my mouth will be swollen. And I think little goblins are crawling into my cheeks and they're stabbing my gums.
Okay. Is that normal or?
Or it could just be a sinus problem.
Interesting, because I had never heard of that.
But you never know.
This is going to be great for True Tales of Terror.
Yeah, okay, so then we got a follow-up from that same individual, which then I was like, okay, I'm no longer scared. But that was the stuff nightmares were made of.
Hey, Byron and Kelly.
Much less scary.
I left a message earlier
sweet.
when I had called, and I didn't know what to say.
Mm-hmm.
But I was thinking about some good spooky things to say.
Which is perfect for this number. Yeah.
Please,
And
leave all the spooky things.
We'll get to that, but also when we go live, we'll flip on the phone and we can take live calls, which is really exciting.
Okay, that's the closest to Art Bell I'm ever going to get. I'm really excited about that.
The Frightday phone lines are now open. Call 1-833-374-4489
So we should say that.
now to share your paranormal encounters and real-life nightmares, or to talk horror with the hosts.
That's just what it's gonna say.
Okay, but so now that's going to play when this replays.
Yeah, I know. And people will give it a call. They can always give it a call.
That's like...
It's always open.
That's Inception level things that start freaking me out, man.
I agree. I'm sorry for making this more confusing than it needs to be.
It's all good.
Yeah. It's just kind of... I thought that was fun.
It is great. I love it.
Yeah.
I was just ready to take calls if you wanted to.
No, I don't think now's the time for that.
Yes. Soon,
of course. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll make a special day for Collins, and maybe we'll re-air some of the calls. But get your True Tales of Terror in, and maybe we'll give you a call back. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
One last thing, shop.frightday.com. I thought this would be fun. I'm going to start doing more limited edition merch. Like once a month, put out a t-shirt, and then it's gone.
It's very fun. Can we I'm really kind of into Lynch these days. Can we do like a Lynch series?
Well, this is our first shirt here.
Okay, that's really fun.
So if you notice
Look at that ghost.
we have a new logo, and we have a more adult ghoul. Before it was too ghoul for school. This is a more stoic ghoul.
Because we're old now?
Turns out we've grown up. But yeah, this is available now at shop.frightday.com.
Can we put a captain's hat on it?
I will not be putting a captain's hat on this
I cannot wait to show you the bedazzled captain's hat I just bought.
Maybe for the next one, I'll do that. Of
Okay.
course. Printed on heavyweight Comfort Colors t-shirts too.
Okay.
Good stuff. High quality.
Okay.
Available now. Shop.frightday.com. David says I need that shirt, and we'll send you.
Love me a good
our new
barter.
one. Oh yeah, because he's
Love
got
a
his
good
new
barter.
podcast. Yeah,
I'm down for bartering.
I like that. That sounds good to me.
Yep.
Yeah, exciting. All this stuff. That's all. I mean, these shows aren't going to be full of housekeeping like this, but it's been a while, and
this isn't housekeeping. This is like joy bomb dropping.
That's true.
That's all we're doing.
We will talk about why we've been gone and why we left without warning.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later. So
yeah. Well, yeah.
But for now, Kelly, it's time to get back to work.
Okay.
It's time for staff picks.
They say so much, but they never tell you if it's any good. you see his mom in it?
The Howling, horror straight
ahead. Fun, huh?
Vamp.
Pivot to video.
It's so crazy.
I love this shit. I'm sorry. I would like to start. I'd also like to say I'm sorry.
Why?
Because my staff pick is Old Chief Woodenhead, which is a segment from the 1987 horror anthology Creepshow 2.
Okay, can you pause for just a second?
Of course I can.
This legitimately Damian cited as one of his inspirations for the doll.
Well, I'm sorry, Damian.
So there you go, Bob.
Huh. Directed by Michael Gornick. I haven't seen the film, but it does revolve around an elderly couple named Ray and Martha Spruce, who own a small-town general store. Their store is, it's got one of those cigar store Native American statues in the front, and they named it Old Chief Woodenhead.
Ooh.
WOOD''N head.
It's okay.
Yeah, the couple is visited by Benjamin Whitemoon, different guy.
Okay.
who's an elder of a local Native American tribe.
I feel like there's a lot of problematic material in just what you've read so far.
He gives them a sacred turquoise jewelry, some, as collateral for the tribe's debt. And later the Spruces are robbed and murdered by Benjamin's nephew, Sam, and his accomplices. Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just got word that Michelle Obama is actually speaking at the DNC right now. And so I'm not listening to her, so I can listen to you describe this. Just want to...
It's too bad, right?
Flag that. Okay.
In a supernatural turn, Old Chief Woodenhead comes to life and avenges the couple by killing the robbers and returning the jewelry to Benjamin.
Okay.
So yeah, likely we'll be watching Old Chief Woodenhead because it's been criticized for being a bit racially insensitive, as you might suggest.
I would give that assessment from what you just read. Mm-hmm.
Some viewers and critics have described the segment as, quote, unforgivably racist, citing its portrayal of Native American characters and the use of a cigar store. They say Indian. I don't know what's appropriate.
I think American Indian is okay.
American Indian, Native American, as the central figure in the story. But
yeah.
And I don't have a trailer for that. But.
Oh, shoot. That's a disappointment.
Yeah, I'm really sorry.
Boy, oh boy.
Old Chief Woodenhead.
It was truly one of the inspirations.
I saw that he did say Creepshow was one of his.
Yeah, and also the whole concept of a golem. But
yeah, which, I mean, is more from Jewish mythology, right? Traditionally?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, oh, wow. Yep, that's rough right there.
I think I got an image of Old Chief Woodenhead. I mean, while we're pivoting to video.
Who's the director of that?
Michael Gornick, I think, is what it said.
I wonder if he's ever come around to say, that wasn't good. Shouldn't have done that.
I'm not really sure.
Gosh darn it. Well, that's okay, Byron. It's all right.
Do you got something better than that?
I mean, I think I do.
Okay.
There's a movie that I haven't seen, and the reason I'm picking a movie I haven't seen is because it's a movie that I heard about shortly after watching Oddity last night. I don't know if you know this pattern that I've developed, but when we watch a movie that I really enjoy, my immediate routine is, doesn't matter how late it is, Sam rolls over, goes to sleep. I stay up doing the thing that I tell every person I care about not to do. I lay in bed.
You dig in.
And scroll on my phone, finding everything I can find about this movie and the people that made it and movies that are like it. And so I was way down that rabbit hole, and I stumbled across this movie that I was like, well, how the hell didn't I see that? So a movie called Red Lights came out in 2012, directed by Rodrigo Cortez. It was his follow-up.
Dr. Matheson, you can't imagine how
Barry.
pleased I am to see you.
Oh my God.
The Ryan Reynolds.
That's Dr. Buckley. Oh, I'm sorry. Nice to meet you.
Barry
Thomas Shelby right there.
Hey, that's us.
There are two kinds of people out there with a special gift. The ones who really think they have some kind of power.
That's awesome.
And the other guys who think we can't figure them out.
No, Leo, correct your position. To your right, Richard Vargas.
I'm calling Richard Vargas in the name of God.
They're both wrong.
Is that Sarandon?
Sigourney Weaver.
So have you been working for Matheson long? Or are you a psychologist too, or a magician?
Actually, I'm a physicist.
An Olsen?
So why do you do this?
Elizabeth.
Do what?
Investigate fake paranormal stuff?
Is it wrong to think that she's the superior Olsen?
I mean, she's a better actress.
I think so, right?
She's very good.
Simon Silver, perhaps the most celebrated psychic of all time, will visit us here in just under 3 weeks. There will be a mad rush for tickets.
Are there no real challenges left out there?
Silver's a real challenge.
Silver's already been investigated.
Yeah, like 30 years ago. We should investigate him now.
You ever think about getting a big bank of TVs like that? Like a security wall of TVs? I've looked on eBay so many times for just like big, like 9 security.
We do not have
imagine that behind me.
Any overlap between the things you and I look for on eBay.
Imagine that right here.
That alone with the small ones, that's intimidating.
Oh, you're looking at the production corner over
too
here.
much. Too much.
All right. White-eyed De Niro.
Forget about Silver, Tom. There's certain things it's better not to know.
He's dangerous, Tom. Stay away from him.
There's only one way, gaining access to the truth.
You've got no idea what you're getting yourself into!
What's going on?
That's a long trailer.
Okay, but you see why I'm pretty jazzed to watch it. Okay, so
I've
not
never
only
seen
the
this,
people,
yeah.
De Niro plays a blind psychic. Clearly, a good reason for picking it for tonight's movie.
Of course,
okay?
yes.
It's also got Toby Jones and Jolie Richardson.
Love Toby Jones.
It even has Bern Gorman. Remember the actor who played like the terrifying neighbor in The Watcher from a couple of years ago? With Micah Monroe.
Yeah.
Super scary. He's in it. I love him.
By the way, long legs. We'll get to it.
Yeah, we will. Don't worry.
It's fun.
Anyhow, so this is the movie I'm recommending. I think everybody should watch it. I'm going to watch it. Like close runner-up was also a movie called The Fury, which was a Brian De Palma horror thriller combo that somehow I missed. It's about 2 teenage psychics that are running from the government because the government's trying to exploit them.
It's like what, like MK Ultra or
kind of? It seems like Kirk Douglas.
All these old
random
these gray hairs.
Yeah. So there you go.
Okay. What's it called? Red Lights.
I'm not saying there aren't problematic things in those 2 movies, but my guess is there are fewer.
In Red Lights, I suppose. So,
yeah.
And that's staff picks.
Yeah.
Whoa.
If anybody's seen that,
yeah,
don't spoil it, but let me know if it was any good. I mean, I'm probably going to watch it in the next 2 days, but.
And sorry, I'm going to hide my face. I don't think we need to talk about old Chief Woodenhead.
That's okay. You tried. It's all right. I should have just given you The Fury and you could have talked about that one.
Byron, if you're there, come up.
I'm trying to avoid that.
Yep. See, the problem with that soundbite is I know you don't want me to be political, and
You
it's
can be
really
a little
hard.
Political. We can't
I think
avoid
he'd
it.
probably love that movie you discussed.
He probably thought it was funny. You're right. That's all right.
Yep.
I guess it's a good time for us to maybe talk about something else that isn't Donald Trump or us, but maybe some of our favorite people.
Oh, no. Who?
I'd like to welcome and initiate some new members of the Frightday
good.
Society.
I'm glad. So I just want to make sure that you weren't lying about my feelings about these people.
Oh,
but
no,
that's
no.
the truth. Okay, we're
No,
good.
Of course. This is members who joined us at the FrightdaySociety.org.
Welcome.
Check it out. Jan M. Not only just joined, but also paid for the whole year.
Whoa. Jan.
Pretty great.
Welcome.
Welcome, of course.
Thank you. Great time to join. Really good timing there.
Which I guess, and maybe this clip's a little loud, maybe not. I don't really care.
I mean, it's supposed to crackle, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to fuzz out a little bit. And also it's time for Jan to make this official by taking the oath, deciphering the message, and raising their hand in the air.
You don't think this is something we can get sued for?
No.
Okay.
Welcome.
Yep.
Very
scary. Reminds me of Kenny.
You think so? Also, E equals MC Hammer activated the 7-day free trial.
Really big fan of your name.
Yeah, very smart move.
Yep.
By a very smart guy. or gal. I don't know. You can do it too. Go to thefrightaysociety.org, sign up for a free 7-day trial, and you get over 120 episodes of Behind the Screams, as well as bonus episodes of Captain Kelly's Cryptids, Conspiracies, Byron, Serial Corner, Toast to Toast PM with Wine Kelly. That Cinema Autopsy episode, I grabbed a fly midair.
Oh no, somebody posted something about Montana, and now I'm not supposed to read it.
8th state in which voters will decide this year whether they want to legally protect their right to party. It's for abortion.
Yep. Well,
exciting stuff.
Send a text to Sam. He's got a few different immigration paperworks filled out.
Oh, really?
See what we
Halfway,
can do.
huh? But yeah, the first 10 episodes of this podcast, you get those as well. Cinema Autopsy of what was it? Silence of the Lambs.
Yes, most recently.
Yeah.
Did we spill the beans about what our next one's going to be?
I don't think we have yet. Did you come up with that? I actually don't even know what
you
you're
don't
talking
remember
about.
what I came up with?
No, what'd you come up with?
Really?
I forgot.
Okay, then I'll save that. I'll save that
for Behind the Screams.
For Behind the Screams.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Because I'm real excited about it.
Great. So thefrightaysociety.org. Be like MC Hammer and really be like Jan M.
Yeah.
What?
Agreed.
It's just nice.
It is nice. We like Friends.
Yes. Yeah. You know what I like more than Friends? It's talking about fucking movies, I guess.
I mean, I don't know. I think I like Friends more. But I also like talking about movies.
Yeah, it's time for us to review Oddity.
Byron, if you're there, come up.
We hope you're enjoying your visit here this evening. Now, on with the show.
On with the show, of course. Oddity is a 2024 Irish supernatural thriller film written and directed by Damian Mc Carthy. Interesting thing, I've seen the Mick and Carthy with a space between. I'm a McKoy, no space.
You from West Cork?
I guess not. I don't think so.
No, really. Where do you hail from? Have you done one of those tests?
Where do I hail from? I actually don't know where I hail from. I know my sister, who is my twin, did a 23andMe.
So you're just probably going to look pretty fucking similar.
I can't look any different. How could it?
Well, I mean, it looks a little different, those chromosomes.
Yeah, well, that matters. But not as much as you'd think. That's just how I feel.
Those home videos. I don't know
sorry.
what those
it's
are.
a baptism that's playing in the background.
Why are they...
That's why I'm trying to open up a different image.
Oh, God, I need something else because that's creeping me out, man.
Yeah, there is an active baptism going on in the... there we go.
Okay, excellent.
There's an image
Love it.
from tonight's film. Great. I'm getting used to this video pivot stuff.
I think you're doing a great job.
Thanks. Back to the normal stuff that we do. After the brutal murder of her twin sister, twins again, interesting, Darcy goes after those responsible by using haunted items as her tools for revenge.
Oh.
It's a pretty brief
Interesting.
synopsis.
No, I like it.
You feel like it's a spoiler?
No, I think brevity is good. I think I really want to steer as clear as possible.
I know. Yeah, I was gonna say this is the official synopsis. I don't know how we could have edited. I know we discussed before the show, and I just read off my notes. Sorry.
No, that's
Sorry
okay.
about that. Yeah, Irish filmmaker Damian. His interest in horror was influenced by his childhood experiences in his parents' video rental store in Bantry, Ireland.
Yes.
Which is cool. 70s and 80s VHS copies. That's my shit. I think we have some similar tastes, but this film, traditionally not a Byron film, I don't think.
No, this is much more of a Kelly film.
But where will I land on it? Who knows? He got to start, Kelly, and feel free to interrupt. I only have some brief notes, but I know you did a little bit of deeper research on this gent. I got to start in shorts.
He did.
He dies at the end. Hatch, Hungry Hickory, Never Ever Open It, and How Olin
lost his eye.
Which is fun. That's nice.
Yep. Yep.
Do you know anything about these shorts? I know some of them gained recognition at festivals like Fright Fest in London or Scream Fest in LA.
And I think one of them was the launch piece for his first feature film.
Caveat.
And
as 2020, people loved it. I didn't see it.
No, and I need to go back and watch it now. I'm also going to try and hunt down some of these shorts because they look really, really fun. But it was interesting. I'm not sure what he did, but his last short, at least that IMDb has listed, was in 2013. And then Caveat came out in 2020. My brief research into his experience filming that, it sounds like it was a traditionally difficult freshman full-length film effort, and so quite a rigorous shooting process, lots of challenges, and it sounded like it really took it out of him. So it could have been that whole 7-year chunk was working on that film.
Yeah, I think that's kind of how it goes. Is like you have a breakthrough short, and then someone offers to give you money, and then you kind of have to prove yourself, and that takes a lot longer than I watched Cuckoo as well, which we got to talk about. Luz was Tillman Singer's, I think it was his film thesis project.
Which is just crazy
and then
to
it
me.
took another, 7 or 8 years after that to release Cuckoo. So, I mean, that's kind of the process when you were making like a true feature debut,
Yeah.
So.
Well, and he, what's nice is while he was making Caveat, he was building the sets for that movie in the home that this movie takes place in.
Yeah, because he used this barn from, I think it's a family property in West Cork, Ireland or something like that.
So my understanding is that it's actually at the Bantry House in West Cork, which is this huge, amazing historical property.
Yeah.
It
So
is
it's
a
not his
bed and
family.
breakfast that you can go and stay at.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
Might have to
Created
go there
and
pretty
designed by
soon
the
here.
second Earl of Bantry.
The second
Earl of Bantry.
It's a beautiful location.
Yeah. Right now, actually, as we speak, the Masters of Tradition Music Festival is being held there.
Now, who's playing there?
Haven't the slightest
Masters
clue.
of Tradition? Is it just
Yep.
Mumford and Sons?
Are they
No.
Masters of Tradition?
I don't know.
I was thinking more like Riverdance was what I was expecting.
The program with an extra M and an E at the end.
Nothing like that.
Yeah, these are Masters of
Those
Tradition.
are actual musicians who can do things.
I gotta put that on the screen here because these guys look official, playing real folk instruments.
Not all the way down there.
No. We got, guitars. We're talking accordions, but not in the Weird Al style. We got old bagpipes and flutes. Yeah. I don't know how to pronounce any of these names.
Irish names me, man.
Why does this happen sometimes?
I don't know. It's the Gaelic influence.
Yeah.
Anyhow, beautiful home. I definitely would love to visit it.
Mm-hmm.
It's where he grew up in this area, West Cork. All right. And has a wonderful accent, very fun to listen to speak. He got some pretty killer actors for this movie.
Oh, yeah.
As well.
Which I got to say, I missed the premiere at South by Southwest, March 8th. It was one of the only midnighters that I skipped.
Wow.
I usually, because the image that you see on the screen here, it doesn't look like a thing that I'd be interested in.
Also, ironically, that image
which is a young lady holding open the mouth of a wooden
I don't know that
man.
I would believe how scary this movie is.
Looks like that
seeing
pervert
that
Freddy
image.
Krueger, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit weird. It looks a little bit like Pumpkinhead, I guess. I don't really know.
I never saw Pumpkinhead or Lawnmower Man.
I've never seen Lawnmower Man, but I have seen Pumpkinhead. Anyhow, so following in the footsteps of Haley Mills, Lindsay Lohan, and Tom Hardy, Carolyn Bracken plays twin sisters.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Tom Hardy was twin brothers.
Did you know she's autistic?
Carolyn Bracken?
Yeah.
No.
Diagnosed at 37.
Boy.
And her child is as well. So that's kind of nice.
I feel like that is just the story I hear.
I'm 38.
All the time these days.
I'm not. I don't know, though.
She's done some cool stuff. She was a lodger in The Lodgers. Did you know that?
She was who?
A lodger in The Lodgers.
One of the lodgers in The Lodger.
In The Lodger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the scariest film since Hereditary? Remember how for a while everyone was marketing those films?
Yeah, I mean, it was
pretty good.
It was pretty good.
It was fine.
It was pretty good. It wasn't good as this, for
Ooh,
sure.
Interesting.
There's also a TV series she was in called Dublin Murders, which had phenomenal reviews. I'm sure it was on BBC, and that's why I haven't seen it. But it'd be a fun one to go back and.
Before you go through the cast, I want to say people really like this a lot, like you just said, and Spoiled. It got the audience award at no, it's fine, at South by Southwest and the Midnighters, and it also, I believe, got the audience award at the Overlook Film Festival.
It did. In fact, that was an interview I heard recently, and again, man, feeling silly for missing.
Yeah, imagine me being there and saying, nah, I'm going to watch a bunch of other ones.
There are a lot of movies. It's okay. Give yourself a break.
Okay.
It's all right.
Thanks.
We've got Johnny French playing Declan, who this was an actor that was also in his first feature film. So they've got a connection there. Got Steve Wall, who was in Dune. He plays.
I still haven't seen any of those.
I've seen the first one; it's great, but the second one's supposed to be better. And again, working up to it, man.
That. Yeah,
I gotta watch
these. That, right?
Yeah. Well, he played the terrifying night hospital attendant, and I think
high cheekbones,
and just his story was a very compelling one. Real quickly, we've got Gwillem Lee, who played Brian May in Bohemian Rhapsody. And also had a major role in the series The Great with Elle Fanning and Nicholas Hoult. So a really interesting cast and beautifully shot piece. And we start in this beautiful countryside home in Ireland that this couple is clearly renovating. The wife is there working on it. The husband is back in town. He is apparently a doctor at some sort of a
psychiatric hospital.
Yeah, like criminally
asylum light.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, I guess not light. It's pretty serious.
No, it's pretty serious.
It's just
asylum.
Maybe the energy of this whole film is like a little bit mundane.
Well, and almost a little bit like cliche for an asylum.
Sure,
but it's funny because for a half a second, my brain went, "Wait a second. They really still have facilities like this that run like this?"
That's the interesting thing about this film is it feels like it's kind of in between modern and old. I mean, but it is modern. They're driving modern cars. They're calling phones, and it's not intentionally like tricking you.
No, not at all.
It's almost just like a very serious nod towards old cinema. You know.
Yep.
Like,
and I also think that it just doesn't. It doesn't matter terribly. The way the story develops, you kind of leave that idea behind, or at least I did fairly quickly. Her husband, seems to be a bit of a maybe willingly ignorant about the horrors that are around him in this hospital. We don't see anything super overt, but it's very clear that the patients in this hospital aren't being treated super well.
Yeah.
And his wife gives him a call. She finds a little teeny tiny spot in this house that has service. It's very clear out in the countryside that it is not well connected to the rest of the world. And she places a call. It's an interesting interaction. I think what we learn in just a very short period of time in that discussion between husband and wife, I don't know. There were a lot of vibes, that little teeny tiny tidbits, both from a script perspective and from an acting perspective. I think they packed a ton into the small bits of dialogue that we got.
Totally. And this conversation is interrupted.
It is.
By Olin Boole.
It is.
Who is
Olin Boole.
One of Ted's former patients, knocks at the door. They have this like the pull open door thing, which everyone should have. The little what's the password? I guess speakeasy kind of.
Oh, her conversation with her husband wasn't interrupted by that.
Oh, I guess it ended. Sorry.
It ended, and then the evening went about, and she went outside to grab something from her car.
Yeah, sorry, thank you.
She comes back inside, closes the door, and then
Olin Boole shows up, pardon me.
Which, by the way, Olin, this was the first time I had seen an Olin referenced. There's a student I work with named Olin, but that I thought it was a super rare name. Apparently, it's just not a common American name.
Convicted of a crime?
No, not that I'm aware of. No.
Good. So
pretty sure no.
Olin was eventually convicted of a crime.
Well, and Olin, it turns out, is a character who had been a patient.
Yep.
And had recently been
discharged.
Yeah. And we learn a little bit more about Olin as the movie progresses. But at this point, all we know is he is a former patient. And for some reason, he was outside their home and claims that he saw another person quickly duck into the home.
Into Danny's house while she was outside.
As Danny comes inside, wasn't looking, another creature, human thing, ducks in.
We should say Olin looks fucked up as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's got one glass eye.
Yeah, kind of scraggly hair.
And the way we've been introduced to him is, you know, a patient at a old school seeming asylum, which is interesting because I think this movie also plays with perceptions, stereotypes. Like, we've got all of these tropes from what you would see in a depiction, like, you know, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, right? And so while there's a big part of my brain that says, oh my God, that's horrific, there's also a part of my brain that just kind of blindly accepts, well, like, yeah, all of these people are criminally insane, which isn't even a term anymore. But
yeah,
like,
do we say that? Criminally insane?
No, that's definitely not the preferred nomenclature. I do not know what the terminology is now, but again, I can't imagine that at least openly.
It's probably just insane.
I mean, I have no doubt that our government does this to people, but openly, I can't imagine.
Is that like an oppositional defiant disorder?
I don't know that. I mean, boy, oh boy, that. Oh.
Criminally insane.
Could be.
I think it's real still.
Is that? But is that still the term? Really?
Yeah. Cornell Law School.
Whoa!
Criminal insanity, mental illness, or disease that makes it impossible for a defendant to know that they were committing a crime or to understand that their actions were wrong.
Okay.
So it's a legal term, not a diagnosis.
Okay. All right. That would make sense, actually. The law is always a little less humane than even the medical field. So we're kind of, at least I was blindly accepting, like, yeah, this dude's terrifying, right?
Well, yeah.
But she's got a conundrum because she's not sure. There's a part of her, you can tell even in like her eyes as she's interacting through the little teeny tiny window in that door.
There's part of her that trusts Olin.
Right. Like, wait a second, did someone come in? And he said, it's totally fine, call the police. Like, she said, I'm going to call the police. And he goes, no, that's a great idea. You should do that. That's perfect. She
asked the question, like, what would you do if I let you in? Which he thinks about, which is
and we realize because he's being so honest and saying like, yeah, call the police, she has to say, actually, I can't. I left my phone in the car. And that's when we know, like, okay, wow, she's really in trouble. She asks if he has a phone. He doesn't, which again checks out with this story. He just got out of, this hospital. Yeah. I, as the viewer, was really not sure what the hell was going on. But then we see her reach for the door and it cuts to the credits, which I thought was just so cool.
Great cold open.
It was so
really solid
good.
Cold open.
Yeah.
A lot of tension. And I mean, it's a violent lunge type of transition here.
Well, yeah. I mean,
maybe not a visual lunge, but an auditory lunge and an implied lunge, I guess.
Yeah. We aren't entirely certain. Very quickly, we open with
a year later.
Very strange shop. And we see the doctor husband wandering into the shop. And because I am like the most hilarious / annoying person to watch movies with sometimes, I immediately go, Sam, look, that girl that's sitting in the chair in that shop.
Yeah.
I think that's the same actress,
so
Sam.
Hold tight. I'll tell you what I thought happened, which is
no.
I think maybe even dumber.
Okay,
so
that's good. I'll feel much better.
The doctor comes in, and Darcy is the person. I didn't know her name at that point. Shorter hair, white hair, and visibly blind.
Yep.
In her mannerisms, and I said, "Oh my God, did the home invader scare her so significantly that her hair turned white and she went blind?"
Okay, wow. Yep, you made me feel a lot better there.
Yeah, that was, wow. I mean, and it was very brief that I felt like that.
Much appreciated.
But we both noticed that this is the same actor because, in fact...
It is.
Yes, and it's a twin sister. Danny's twin sister, Darcy, is a blind clairvoyant with powers.
And she is a very British feeling clairvoyant. I mean, I know she's Irish, but I just mean in terms of, Sam and I joked a couple times throughout the movie this is like a respectable version of the ghost hunters that we get in the States.
Sure. I mean, you've been to a curiosity shop before,
No.
right? Really?
No.
Okay. I mean, they take it kind of seriously. It's not all corny and spooky. Like, a lot of them have respect for items like this.
Even if they take it seriously, not many of them, I would say, at least ghost hunters that I've run into, command much respect, even if they respect what they're doing.
Okay.
And I would say that Darcy's a little bit different. She's,
the real deal.
She's got the accent, which, for
I know it does a lot of lifting.
an
for
American
you.
Karen like myself, that does a whole lot. And then she's also just very proper and very straightforward. And oh my God, do I love this woman? Yeah. I don't want to spoil too much.
Sure.
But there's a scene in this movie that I'm pretty sure I need to just use as my last will and testament to leave for my sisters. Like, this is what I expect of you.
Okay.
If I'm gone.
Sure.
Yeah.
Darcy, in this moment, I mean, I don't know why Ted, is that his name? Why does he even come over there? Like, why does he go visit her?
I don't know. I think that...
We're coming up on the anniversary of the sister's death.
Yeah, so Danny died almost a year ago, and she is in the shop, once she realizes it's Ted, gets up, gives him a hug, and he has for her...
Yes, he has a gift.
The glass eye.
Oh, because we forgot about the scene where someone got their head fucking smushed.
Yeah, so...
like, what's his name? Olin gets recommitted, and then during the night, gets his whole head smushed open.
Yep, and we see a different patient who's drawing picture after picture after picture of Olin.
Yeah,
and then we hear,
corner.
and we hear noises outside, and this patient opens his door and sees Olin
Just all over the
kablamied
place.
onto the floor.
So I mean, and obviously I like this because it's not like a light ghost story.
No.
It's very clear that this is like
very gory,
and it does a great job of using jump scares, but in a tasteful way.
Yep,
Like,
jump scares and sound design, I feel like were...
It's not Blumhouse, but it's still like in the genre.
Again, it's British.
Okay.
It's like classy Blumhouse.
Sure, yeah, but not like I feel like we're painting the picture of this as like if Blumhouse did Doctor Who or something, but it's not really like that.
No, it's like if Blumhouse had finishing school lessons.
Okay, yeah.
You know?
And it wasn't like the Nun sequels.
No,
You
those
know?
didn't have finishing school training either.
Yeah, that was the Nun. That was Corin Hardy. That
Yeah.
was our other, I mean...
It got Americanized, though.
Yeah, he got...
This is a pretty Irish production. As near as I can tell, this is pretty pure. And he filmed it on a micro budget, so he didn't really need a ton of outside support.
No, that's not... was it 18 million? There's no way it was 18 million. It only made 1.2 million, so I imagine it was less than that.
All I know is in reading his description of it, filmed it on a very small budget, and also was able to...
7 million.
Okay.
Nope, that's Long Legs. Sorry.
Okay, I was going to say...
Had marketing budget of 7 million. I don't know.
But he was able to, he had written it for this house specifically. He obviously had the connection to be able to film here.
Yeah.
Certainly had some phenomenal actors, but none, we don't have any Brad Pitts that are going to break the bank.
Robert
and
De Niro's or...
I think also a lot of people really believed in his previous, his first full-length feature, Caveat, and so they were excited to be involved in it.
So she gets this glass eye, and she can... One of her powers is that she can hold things, and... I mean, how deep does this go?
I mean, she can hold a thing and kind of know what happened surrounding this item.
Yeah.
So the person to whom this eye belonged was, in fact, Olin, who knocked on the door. This is the glass eye that Danny was seeing the night she died. And by holding that glass eye, she can kind of see what he experienced, both before he died and in this event where Danny died. And so she's able to kind of intuit all of these images that this individual experienced himself.
Was Ted trying to give her some like peace? Did he believe that she had these powers?
No, I think he was probably trying to give her something to let her feel like there was closure.
Yeah.
And in fact, he makes an aside comment like, oh, yeah, it'd be really great to get together. And she mentions the anniversary coming up.
Yeah.
And he says, yeah, that'd be lovely. And leaves.
That's how plans are made, though, Kelly.
Yeah, well...
Several days later, she arrives at the house where Ted is now living with his new girlfriend, Yana, who's a pharmaceutical representative.
Yep. And...
doctor's best friend.
Yeah.
It's not great.
And it becomes, I mean, this, again, cliche. This movie isn't phenomenal because it is completely new in terms of tropes or ideas. Like, I know so many stories where the pharmaceutical rep helps a doctor cheat on their wife.
Of course.
I mean, like, this is...
Because they always go out for, like, meals or drinks afterwards to try to sell.
Like, I personally know probably 5 families that have been busted up that way.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So as soon as we hear that she's a pharmaceutical rep, I'm like, oh, yeah,
makes
there
sense.
was totally something going on well before Danny died.
Well, and her character is so much different than Danny. Like, Danny seemed like kind of quirky and independent and bright.
Yep.
And...
Which there's this beautiful line when Darcy comes out to the home and they're not expecting her. And so she's going to stay and kind of, I don't know, commune with the memory of her sister's passing there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Ted had work because he's still working overnights. And Yana was going to go to the city to hang out with her friends.
Yep. Well, gosh darn it. Those keys that she had disappear so quickly. And she immediately, in stress, lets Darcy know that the gift Darcy has brought them, this beautiful gift to give them as a couple.
In a trunk.
Is not wanted. And she hates it and thinks it's creepy.
Yeah, she's a bit of a brat, this Yana. And, I mean, I understand the frustration about an unwanted guest showing up pretty much unannounced.
But she brought this beautiful hand-carved
pervert
wooden doll.
Freddy Krueger.
And
it's a gross-looking doll.
But it is...
a life-size wooden statue.
Okay, we live here in the Irish countryside, and, like, this is an old tradition, and it is. On the 5th wedding anniversary, you give the couple wood, and, you know...
and this was a gift that was given to her mother on the anniversary of her parents.
By a vitch.
By a vitch, yes.
Yep.
So, like, real quick, I mean, if Sam had a wife that died before you met him...
Oh, you're doing the other... Okay, all right.
Would you be upset if his dead wife's sister showed up at your house unannounced?
Byron, I'm trying to wrap my head around the idea that I could ever be seen as a Yana, but okay.
Yeah, I was just curious because, like, my response is, like, full empathy, like, or whatever false empathy that I need to make myself feel good.
I mean, even, like, Sam's ex-girlfriends that when I was younger, I was like, like, I even, have empathy for them in many situations.
Like, if one got in a car crash and called Sam or something.
Oh, yeah.
You would go with.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But is Yana bad? I mean, she is.
She is. She's not full blown villain bad.
Which is why this is a good movie. Is because it's a gentle.
But Darcy sits down and is having the best conversation with her, and Yana says to Darcy, "Do I look stupid to you?" And she goes, "Well, I don't have any idea how you look." Because she's blind.
She's blind, yes.
You sound stupid. And I'm like, oh my God, I love her. And all I could think is, like, if I die and Sam's dating some pharmaceutical rep and living with her within a year, like, I need you to show up with a wooden doll that's creepy as shit. And I need this to be the dialogue you have with that woman, please.
I mean, that's fun and exciting. I like it. It's a little dramatic, Kelly, to have a doll, life-size wooden doll.
But, I get the sense with Darcy that she really doesn't give a shit that other people view her as weird or that what she's doing is dramatic. This woman does her thing and is clearly very committed to her beliefs.
This doll, though, designed with input from effects artist Paul McDonnell. I don't know who that is, but shout out to Paul. Apparently Damian, is that his name? Damian McCarthy? Yep. He likes collecting antique and haunted items, like myself, which is nice.
In fact, the bell, the service bell.
Is it actually haunted?
It's his. He picked it up.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I don't know that it's haunted, but he picked it up a long time ago.
But
He's had it for a long time.
A lot of his props in his films are his own personal belongings.
I love that.
It's kind of cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much deeper we want to go.
I don't know how much we want to do either. I think there are little bits of almost uncomfortable humor that pop up from what's happening with this doll.
Also scary when a doll is like
so
folded backwards,
scary.
Looking up at you over the railing. That was good.
And also, we eventually see what happened to Danny that night, and it's told in, I think, incredibly well-paced flashbacks.
Yeah,
where you learn a lot more behind the scenes. It like reveals, okay, now you know this was happening. Now you know this happened. Now you know this happened. And then by the time you get to the end, I wouldn't say that it's like a Shyamalan. There's not like
it's
this
more
huge,
like a Flanagan.
Right. It's like, wow, just phenomenal storytelling. I think the pacing's great, the acting, the sound design, and what they're able to do with just such an isolated place and very small, purposeful effects.
It's tone control.
Oh my God.
It's yeah, I mean, I guess we should probably, I don't have an as above, so below stinger, so.
Oh,
let's
yeah.
do,
Byron, if you're there, come up.
I'm going to have other ones at some point. But yeah, I don't think we need to do any spoiler alert for this because it is available now on digital. I've been saying VOD, and I feel like I'm like a full-blown boomer at this point because I don't think people know what VOD means.
No, it's just a pattern. It's just something you follow. Yeah.
Digital
streaming.
It had a brief theatrical run for the last month, but limited. But yeah, it's I don't think we need to spoil anything if you can go watch it now. Kelly, nothing else, no facts, no other shout outs to elements that you enjoyed.
I mean, I do think that it's worth noting, apparently Damian has incredibly similar horror taste to me.
Oh.
He said some of his favorite horror movies of the year: Late Night with the Devil.
It's good.
You Sarah the Bone Woman.
That's a great film.
Immaculate.
Wait, Immaculate. I was thinking Malignant, and I was like, that's totally a little wild.
South Korean movie called Sleep, which, I don't normally get into Korean horror, but I mean, Damian says it's good, so I'll probably have to check that out.
Sure.
And he also said he rewatched Flanagan's House on Haunted Hill and is just obsessed, especially with the Bent Neck Lady episode. That's just like horror perfection in his mind.
One?
The Bent Neck Lady?
House on Haunted. Maybe I didn't watch that one.
It's the series.
I did watch that.
Yeah.
I swear, that's like the first one.
No, it's not the first
Second one?
No, it's like somewhere in the middle.
Then no, I didn't. It's time to give our highs and lows. It's as above, so below. I am struggling to come up with a below, if I'm being honest. Maybe I want to know more about the folks in the asylum. That would be fun. I mean, it would be silly and selfish for me to ask for more details of, the Curiosity Shop, the oddities, the stories behind those, as well as the people in the insane asylum. But because the story is just so well paced, it doesn't need anything extra. It doesn't need exposition. So that's my silly little below. My above is the performance by Carolyn Bracken.
Oh man,
unbelievable for both roles. We only see Danny for a second, but it's so affecting. And then Darcy is just like this is an example of perfect tone control and an actor being 100% on the same wavelength as a director. So
Lover.
How about you?
Boy, my so below, I suppose I actually would agree with you. I think just a little bit more about Ivan's background. We got some really interesting nuggets that you can fill in the blanks and create quite a narrative in your head about what his background was.
Mm-hmm.
But a few more breadcrumbs to go on, and a few more breadcrumbs about some of the other patients would have been nice. I think my favorite thing about the movie overall was just this amazingly elegant, classy upgrade to the Warrens. And now I can look at haunted objects and a psychic with respect and not feel like an idiot.
It's not a tourist trap.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the real deal.
It's not exploiting. This lady's amazing. Love her. Need a wooden doll.
Okay. I mean,
Giant.
it seems like you could purchase one, or it might just be very, very expensive.
I bet it would be really expensive, don't you think?
Yeah. Final thoughts. I really blew it at South by Southwest this year. I saw some great stuff, but I rolled the dice.
All right.
And I didn't make it to this. But yeah, somehow Damian got me to enjoy a dreary ghost film. I don't usually fall for this stuff. Tasteful jump scares.
Sam did even.
Really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Sam was like, wow, it takes a lot to make a ghost movie that doesn't suck these days.
Yeah.
It's not you or his thing.
It's fun because it's like mean and has a lot of heart at the same time. Like it balances kind of the awful moments with some really, really thoughtful writing.
And I would love to hear from everyone what you thought about the end. Please don't spoil it in any, public post, but shoot me an email, kelly@frightday.com. I would love to hear what you thought. There are very mixed feelings about the end. I adore the end.
I guess I'm probably somewhere, leaning positive, better than indifferent. Wonderful cast, weird, but not too weird. And just kind of a great example of how to do I imagine it's R-rated. Was it R-rated?
That's so funny. It's got to be because of the violence.
Yeah, but none of the violence is active. It's all after the fact. Like even the great set piece in the tent.
Isn't that weird to not even pay attention to those things these days?
Yeah, but I guess it didn't need to.
It is R.
Yeah, well, good. Great example of an R-rated ghost film that doesn't blumify itself.
I bet you and Sam both subconsciously knew it was R because if it had been PG-13, you guys would have both hated it.
We immediately drop our scores. But I give Oddity 7.5 missing toes.
I am so excited that we watched Oddity. I wasn't terribly sure what to expect other than it kept showing up on all these lists for me. The poster looked creepy, and we got to watch it because we didn't realize that there was no way to see Longlegs this week because it's not playing in any theater anywhere near us.
No, I saw it. But
we live in the middle of nowhere,
sure do.
Where we're now the 8th state to put stupid things on the ballot this year. So this was one that we watched, and I'm really glad that we did. There's no feasible way that this won't be on my top list at the end of the year. As of now, it's going to be pretty damn high on my top list.
Really good, but
if they do, great. That means it's been an insane year. But this movie, I'm very excited to tell a lot of people I know to watch it because I also feel like it's pretty accessible for the horror normies. So I give it 8.7 broken crosses.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And those are our thoughts on Oddity, which is available now on digital. You can check it out. And once you have, let us know what you think.
Please. I really hope everybody enjoys it as much as I do.
Reach out to us on Twitter and Instagram @Frightday. Send us an email, contact@frightday.com. You could leave us a voicemail by calling 1-833-374-4489. That's 1-833-FRIGHT9. And sadly, this is how things are going to go now. This episode of Frightday's come to an end. But if you want more, the conversation continues with Behind the Screams at the FrightdaySociety.org, where you can join now for $6.66 a month to get hundreds of things that we've done in the past, as well as us discussing what we did, watched, and listened to during our summer break. We're going to be doing a normie roundup. But yeah, until next Frightday. We'll see you later. I'm Byron.
I'm Kelly.
Stay away from people who hire their patients.
Yeah, just stay away from doctors who work at, institutions that feel like they're out of the 60s.
You're going to have to get the timing better.
You've been listening to an Audio Wool original.
I'll get there.
Produced by
Stay
Byron
scared.
McKoy.
I'll get there. I wish I'd shut
Theme
up.
music is provided by Yawns.
Why won't I shut up?
For more programs like this, visit audiowool.co.
That's new. That's a fun jingle.